So last week, I finally was COVID negative. Over the Easter period, my husband, he came down with COVID and I shortly followed after him. And one of the things that I recognised as a counsellor during the period of isolation, where first for my husband and then for myself, was how that isolation really has a massive influence on the state of mind. This is from my own experience, of course, but my experience was feeling very isolated in a world where communication is available everywhere because we have these mediums, we have telephones, there's so many different ways that we can communicate and stay in touch with each other. And yet it didn't seem to make a difference because whilst feeling unwell and not able to leave the house for, COVID reasons, of course, it was for me a very humbling experience because it allowed me to have a very small, and I emphasize very small, window to sit with how I expect it feels for those who live with long-term conditions or are caring for loved ones with long-term conditions. Very often in those circumstances, the carer, for example, will find themselves very isolated. And in that isolation, it comes with complications, frustration, resentment, anxiety, stress, overwhelm. The ability to bounce back, our resilience, is often reduced because of that underlying living grief that is often accompanied with caring for loved ones with a long-term life-limiting illness. The main reason why I'm putting this blog together, this video blog together, is just to really share my experience of being isolated for it was 3 weeks overall, was very hard. I didn't find it easy. I did not enjoy not having my liberty. It was different to lockdown because it felt like it was just us, and it was an opportunity to really sit back and reflect and acknowledge and understand in a greater depth of compassion the difficulties carers and those living with life-limiting illnesses are likely to experience. If you are relating to perhaps what I'm endeavouring to share and you are struggling with what is going on with you in your life, either as somebody living with cancer, for example, or as a carer for somebody either with cancer or Alzheimer's and dementias, reach out and talk to somebody. Find somebody that you trust and talk to them. And if you have a trusted family or friend that you can openly speak to, I absolutely recommend that you are honest. Assuming that others are aware of how you are coping is often not helpful for you because others will assume that you are coping better perhaps than you actually are. So allow yourself to be vulnerable and open up to another and let them know how you are feeling and ask for help, ask for support, because doing all of these things for yourself by yourself is detrimental in the long run for your own mental health. If you feel that you need more than just a trusted friend or family member to speak to, reach out to a counsellor such as myself, or there are other counsellors, of course, many other counsellors out there who will support you. But reach out, look after yourself, because at the end of the day, excuse the cliche, you are the one who matters. You are the one who has to keep on going as a carer if you're looking after the other. So look after every part of you, not just physically, mentally. It's so important to maintain your mental health and to keep a positive space, safe space somewhere if you can find it. Because if you are running out of steam, if you are overwhelmed, your resilience is reduced and your ability to cope and do what you want to do will be reduced, impaired, and you may find everything a lot harder. So my message really is COVID has taught me on a deeper level how important it is to be connected with others and how important it is to, if necessary, expose our vulnerabilities to ask for help. But it is also really important that as human beings, in my opinion, we need each other to support each other. I hope that in some way this has supported you or helped you or has given you some information that may be useful to you. And I do hope that you are looking after yourself. So you take lots and lots of care, and thank you so much for listening. Bye bye for now.